Hey, good morning. Hey, we got two already. Awesome. Welcome. How you guys doing today? I'm excited to be here. Not excited about the weather today. It could be a little warmer or a little more sunny. But hey, that's coming this week. So we got that to look forward to. I got a great workout planned for you today, I think. We're going to do some strength-based stuff. We're not doing any cardio. That's kind of the format we've been following the last few weeks is Monday, we're doing the strength stuff. Hey, one more, nice, welcome. And then Wednesday, we're doing a little bit more intense cardio-based work with some strength mixed in. So today, we're just going to focus on strength. Wednesday, we're going to do more like my Impact Bootcamp class. And speaking of my Impact Fitness class, we're going to start Impact Fitness class in person again starting next week. So we're going to start with two mornings a week. We're going to go with 5 a.m. If there's enough call for it, we might do an evening class as well. So if anybody who's watching is local and wants to come in and check out that Impact Fitness class, watch for an announcement a little bit later this week about next week Impact Fitness class starting right here at our studio. We'll give it maybe another 30 seconds or so to let some more folks jump on if they're coming in. We're going to start on the mat today. So if you got a mat, if you like working out on the mat, you might just have comfortable floor space. Great. Later on in the workout today, we're going to do some work with a door frame. I'm assuming that everyone's got like a door frame they can work with right there. We're just going to use part of that door frame. All you need to do is have that door frame available. I'm going to be using a pole, which works like a door frame here. So for our last circuit, once we hit the strength portion, you're going to need that door frame available. Just as a heads up. Hope you got a bottle of water handy. We're going to start with a little bit of warm up right here on the mat. And I'm going to be laying down with my knees bent, 90-degree angle here, 90-degree angle here. You can have your hands back here if you want a little support for your neck, or you can just lay all the way down on the floor. That's fine. I'm going to hold myself up, and I'm going to alternate tapping my heel down, tapping my heel down, tap down, tap down. Just one side at a time. And just a real light tap on the floor. Trying to keep that same 90-degree bend in the knees if you can. So I'm not straightening my leg out. If this feels a little bit too intense for you, you can bend those knees a little bit more, but try to keep them as close to 90 degrees as you're able to. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. What? That was the warm-up, Roy? Yeah, that was a warm-up. We just have like 6 exercises we're going to go through in a row as our warm-up today. And we're not going to repeat any of these warm-up exercises, just once to all of them. We're going to go on all fours, alternate, right hand, left leg, reach, reach. The goal here is to try and get that arm and the leg reached out as far as you can, with your torso staying as stable as possible. I hope everybody's dry today. We had a little bit of a leak at home yesterday. I think I'll be able to fix it just fine. 4, 3, 2, 1. But it did come as quite a surprise to me, as these things usually do. Kneeling hinge. So we've done this before. We're going to sit back, elbows down to your knees, and then back up. Nice tall posture at the top. Sit back and up. Just getting those glutes, getting those hips and knees moving, working on maintaining that nice neutral back posture as you do that, so I'm not slouching over. I'm trying to keep the same posture in my spine as I do this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you normally follow my Friday chair-based workouts, I'm going to focus up here just a little bit. Hey, I got a like, awesome. If you normally follow my Friday chair-based workouts, be aware that it is Thursday this week at 9 a.m. instead of Friday at 9 a.m. due to scheduling issues. So Thursday at 9 a.m. instead of Friday at 9 a.m. for my chair-based workout. Side skip, side skip. Skip, 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 skip. Just a little kind of skip or gallop, if you will. I know you're at home, so you probably don't have a ton of room, and that's okay. We're doing just a little side to side is fine. The goal is just to get you moving in a different plane of motion and to get the sides of those hips engaged. Working a little bit through the legs, a little bit through the lower leg, ankle, calf, feet. 4, 3, 2, 1. Plus it gets the heart going, gets you breathing heavier, gets your blood pumping, gets your temperature up, alternating. Stand, pull that knee in, pull that knee in. Really great balance exercise from the side. Trying to keep that posture as balance exercise, Roy. Trying to keep that posture it's because the floor's uneven where I'm standing. Come on, give me a break. Posture's nice and tall. Pulling that knee in tight to you, not bringing yourself down to your knee. Opening up that hip. Well, get the glute stretched out at least. Moving that hip in its socket for sure. 4, 3, 2, 1. What was last? Oh, a squat. Okay, so we're gonna do squats, but here's what I want you to do. Normally when I do a squat, I try to keep the posture as tall as I can. We're gonna do a little bit of a variation here. Instead of posture really tall, I'm gonna have you really lean forward in that squat and reach out, and then back up. Forward and reach out. So we're purposely trying to get the back a little bit more parallel to the floor here. How you doing in these? Doing okay? Nice slow control. Just gonna go 2 more here. 2 and 1. Right on. So a little warm up there. We're gonna go back into some work on the mat. And yeah, I think just the mat. I was going to use the wall for one of these, but I don't think we need the wall for that. I think you guys are going to be balanced just fine. When we get to that exercise, I'll tell you what you can do as an option if you need it. But you guys do great at these workouts. I get some feedback. You guys do fantastic. I don't think you're going to have any problem with any of these exercises today. We're going to do a first exercise here. Very similar to the sit-up and punch exercise we've done, with a little variation. Here's what we're gonna do, okay? So we're gonna do that sit up and punch, okay? But after that punch, I'm gonna have you push up onto your hand and then bridge up onto your foot, back down. So when you do this, we're gonna start with both legs bent. I've got my one hand up in the air and the opposite leg stretched out. Left hand, right leg, okay? I'm going to sit up and punch. I'm going to push up onto my hand, and I'm going to bridge up onto my foot, back down. Okay, so sit up and punch, hand, bridge, back down. Sit up and punch, hand, bridge, and back down. Really getting that hip as extended as you can. Get that hip high up in the air, back down. Sit up and punch, hand, bridge, back down. Let's do two more. Sit up and punch, hand, bridge, and back down. One more. Sit up and punch, hand, bridge, and back down. Same thing, other side. But to get the other side, I'm going to flip so I can watch, because otherwise I'm going to be turning away from you guys. All right. Remember, start with both knees bent. I'm going to reach up with the other hand. So now, right hand, left leg, sit up and punch, hand, bridge, back down. Sit up and punch, hand, bridge, back down. Sit up and punch, hand, bridge, back down. This is commonly called an integrated exercise as far as what kind of classification of exercise it is, because it's using so many different parts of your body at once. One more after this one. There's so much going on. So there isn't a clear focus on upper body, lower body, or core musculature in that. It's kind of using a mixture of all of them, and that's why I refer to that as an integrated exercise. Half kneeling. We do the half kneel, one foot down, one hand high up, left leg, left hand. Down to the floor with the palm, back up. So if you can't reach all the way down to the floor and get the palm of your hand on the floor, just go fingertips. That's okay for now. Try to get that palm of your hand all the way to the floor. Notice I'm trying to keep that knee as steady as I can as I do this. Two more. 2 and 1. Same thing, other side. One hand high, one hand low. Trying to keep that knee stable. If you can get your palm down to the floor, great. Now, I'm always trying to point my finger directly at the ceiling. See that? So my hand doesn't follow me, which changes my center of balance. My hand stays up high, which helps keep that center of balance a little bit steady. If you try to reach way overhead, you're going to tip right over like I just did. So try and keep the hand up high, like you're always pointing at the ceiling. 2 more. 2 and 1. Into a split squat. Now, I mentioned before, if you want a wall, if you want to hold on to a chair for balance, if you need to hold something for balance, okay. I really don't think you're going to need to. Long split stance. See, I've got that 1 foot way back, 1 foot here. We're going to keep this long split stance. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that knee back down behind me and bring it back up off the floor. So this is similar to a lunge. Similar. Not quite the same because there's no motion in it. So it's commonly referred to as a split squat, sometimes a static lunge. The effort is coming off of this leg right here. 2 and 1. Same thing, other side. The effort is coming off of that forward leg. So my weight is now focused on my left leg here. as I push down into the floor with my left foot. 3, 2, 1. So what I want you to feel is I want you to feel your whole leg engaging, your whole upper leg. So quads, hamstrings, glutes, all contracting at once. The co-contraction of all those 3 muscles. We go back up to the top of that. I'm getting a little bit warm. I'm going to take this off. Go back up to the top of that circuit, starting on the mat. One leg out, one arm up. We're going to sit up and punch to the hand, bridge, back down. Sit up and punch, bridge, back down. Sit up and punch, hand, bridge. Two more. One more. All right. Same thing, other side. One knee bent, one leg straight, elbow down. We're going to sit up and punch. Now, just as a heads up, I just heard my pager go off for a firing Huracan. Pretty sure I heard a Huracan. There's a possibility if it becomes something serious, they could ask Angel to come and assist. If that happens, sorry folks, I gotta log off. Two more. Last one there. Right on. How you guys feeling on those? You feel a little uncoordinated during the first one and feel a little bit more coordinated during the second one? Very common. Reaching down, reaching up. Very common to feel that real lack of coordination during the first set of an exercise, and then suddenly during the second set of an exercise, you feel like, hey, I actually feel pretty good on this. Or you can't quite control the weight during a first set of an exercise, you feel really awkward with it. And then the second set, suddenly you feel way more control. Two more here, 2, and 1. There's a term for that. If I remember right, it's called the law of facilitation in exercise science. The law of facilitation says the more you perform a motion, the easier it becomes, and the more efficient you are at doing it. So what does that mean? Well, let's use the forest as an analogy. You're hiking through the forest, and the first time you walk through untouched forest, 2 more here. The first time you walk through untouched forest, next one, you have to kind of hack your way through, push your way through to make a path. Split squats. Because there's so much growth, undergrowth, rugged terrain, etc., that you have to work to make it happen. Takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of time. The second time you go through that same path, it's a little easier, Because because you've already kind of cleared a path. You know where you're going. You've got some of that underbrush and stuff cleared away. And every time you go through, it becomes a little easier until you've worn a rut. Your mind-body connection works the same way. Those neuromuscular pathways work the same way. The first time you do a new exercise, 3, 2, 1. The first time you do a new exercise, you feel really uncoordinated because you're burning new neuromuscular pathways. But every time after that, it feels a little easier and a little easier until you've really got that neuromuscular pathway burned in very, very well. So your body's able to perform that motion very quickly. Remember, one hand here, one leg here, sit up and punch, hand bridge. Sit up and punch, hand bridge. So your body's able to progressively perform that motion more and more efficiently, using more and more of your strength. It's been estimated that up to 90% of your strength is neuromuscular and not just the size of your muscle. It's from those neural pathways, your body working more efficiently. And that's one of the reasons why, if you perform a motion, say you're doing an exercise with bad form, it takes a lot longer to correct that bad form than it takes to burn in the bad form itself. One more here. Because you're basically having to rewrite those neural pathways, those neuromuscular pathways that you burned in. You're having to burn to prepare a new path through the forest that's very close to the one you already wore out. And it's so much easier to just go right back into that rut, even if it's not the best route. Much easier than trying to wear out a new rut. And sometimes, when you're trying to wear down a new rut right next to the old one through the forest, you kind of slip down and you fall right back into that old path because they're so close. Maybe they're only slightly different. Same with those neuromuscular pathways. You burn in a bad or inefficient motion, and you have to relearn how to do it. It can suck. It can take time. Two more here. 2 and 1. Well, no second page yet. No page for Horicon needing assistance, so that's a good sign so far. All right, one knee up, one hand down, one hand up, down to the palm, back up, trying to control that motion in both directions, not just plopping down to the floor, lowering yourself down to the floor. Pointing up at the ceiling. This arm always staying perpendicular to the floor. My daughter just finished 7th grade in homeschool, and now for 8th grade, she's going to have to start algebra and geometry, which were 2 of my favorite math subjects. Switch sides. 2 of my favorite math subjects in school. So I'm kind of excited about that. Mom's really freaked out about it because Mom's not the best at math. I tend to be the math and science explainer guy. And perpendicular is something we're going to have to talk about in geometry. Three, two, and one. Up into that split squat. Remember that? Nice long separation. No matter how far back you step, you always want to make sure that there's a gap between that heel and that knee. If this knee is coming back up level or in front of this heel, you're going to have a lot harder time with this exercise. It's going to be a lot tougher, and it's going to have a lot more impact on your knee. This knee I'm talking about. 4, 3, 2, 1. Push it sides. Woo! How you feeling? Feeling that burn? The forward leg should be the one doing the work. The back's going to assist. It's going to help your balance. Three, two, one. All right. Moving on to 3 different exercises. For this, you're going to need a section of wall. So I'm going to move that over so you can see what I'm doing by this section of wall. And we're doing 3 exercises by this wall. First up, lean in. I'm going to reach up with one hand and push up with the other hand, switching off sides. So it's a modified version of a wall push-up using a single arm with the other arm essentially acting as an assist. Four, 3, 2, 1. Second exercise. That was a new one. This one we've done before. Feet walked out away from the wall, elbows planted. You're going to push yourself away from the wall and back down. Focusing on the upper back, backs and shoulders. The farther away you walk from the wall, the tougher these are going to feel. Two and one. Third exercise, facing into the wall. We've done this one before, but not for a while. This is a challenging exercise, a wall-facing squat. Your challenge is to get as close as you can to the wall. If you can get those toes an inch or 2 away from the wall, fantastic. If you need to step back a little bit, you do what you gotta do. The goal is to go down into a squat without touching the wall. Just hovering a little far away from it. If you can get fingertips to the floor, fantastic. Don't feel like you have to. Three more. 3, 2, 1. Whew. That was a good circuit. Going back to the top of that. Get yourself a quick sip of water if you need it. Lean into the wall a little bit. gonna alternate sides. Single arm push up, one hand reaches high, do that push, do that push. Two and one. Back to those wall pushaways with the elbow. Elbows planted against the wall. The farther away you walk, the tougher this is going to tend to feel. Push away, back down. Controlling on that way down. But Roy, how can I make this tougher? It's too easy. Two and one. Do them lying on the floor. That version sucks. Toes as close as you can get to the wall. Reaching down. Try to touch the floor. If not, just get as low as you feel confident going. Brushing the wall, but trying not to touch it, especially with your nose, because that would be awkward, right? Three more. Almost tipped back a little bit on that one. Right on. This is a quick set, a little quicker than the last one. The last one, those kind of sit up and punch, get up, bridge, that's a little time consuming. So get a quick sip, and head back to the wall. One hand to the wall, reach up high with the other. Now, if you can do a single arm push up without touching the wall with the other hand, great, you go ahead, you show off you. Four, three, two, one. Elbow pushaways. Elbows against the wall. Walk it out. Push away. Back down. Four, three, two, one. Wall facing squats. How you guys doing? You doing okay? Oh, I see a comment there. Julie, hi. Did you see that tricep thing on the floor? It's not really a tricep thing. It's really more of an upper back thing. To get the triceps, you got to extend the elbows. But yes, I'll show it to you on the floor after we finish this set of wall facing squats, and then you'll have that frame of reference. Close as you can to the wall. Gonna reach down here and up. Now, remember I talked about burning in those neuromuscular pathways? If you're looking at burning in a good form in a squat, this is a great variation to do, because it forces that great upper back posture. Two more here. Forces you to be aware of your center of gravity. And Julie, you asked for it. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Like I said, these ones are tough. This is a tough variation. I'm actually going to turn this mat sideways so my elbows can actually be on it instead of being on the floor, because otherwise it's kind of useless. All right. So, same thing, elbows on the floor. The farther out your feet get, the tougher this variation is going to be. Now, the goal here is to push up on your elbows and lift your whole upper body off the floor. So I'm not just rocking up on my hips, which you could do for a very, very light variation. But the whole point of this is to progress it up to a harder challenge. So I'm going to tighten up here. I'm going to push down with my feet. And as I push down with my elbows, I'm lifting my shoulders and my hips off the mat. So there's a very clear gap running all the way underneath my back, between the back and the mat or the back and the floor. Yeah, good. That is a very tough variation. If you feel like those ones against the wall are super easy, then you go ahead and you do that. Now, remember I said you were going to need a door frame for one of these exercises. I'm going to be using this pole for this version of this exercise. Imagine this is part of a door frame. You're going to need that door frame to do one of these exercises. You're going to need your mat to do the other one. So I've got my mat here. I've got my virtual door frame here. We're going to do a single arm door frame row. So what I'm going to do for this is I've got one toe right up against the solid part of the door frame. Imagine the opening of the door is right here, okay? Holding here, I'm going to step in with that other foot. Pull, 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 pull. Now, the farther back your foot gets away from that door frame, your grounded foot, the tougher that exercise is going to feel. Because now this is your hinge. Tucking that elbow back. 3, 2, 1. Okay? So if this is the opening of my door frame, now I need to switch sides to get the other side. See that? Stepping in with one foot, okay? The other foot, the closer it is to the door frame, the easier this is going to feel. Okay? Pull in, pull in. There's a lot of bicep activity in this. Or 2 more. 2 and 1. And lower down. That lower down phase, important. The follow through on that rep, important. Side plank. Now, here's how I'm going to time out this side plank. First of all, 2 variations. Lower intensity, knees bent on the floor there. Higher intensity, knees straight on the floor here. Find the position where you feel most confident today, whether it's feet extended or knees bent. Okay, I'm going to time this out by doing a knee tuck. Tuck, tuck. Now, if you can do the tuck, fantastic. If you're not there today, that's okay. Just hold that static side plank like this. But I'm timing it out for you by doing this knee tuck. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Again, your choice today, whether to do knees straight or knees bent, whether to do the knee tuck or just a static hold. I'm doing the knee tuck. That's my way of counting this out for you so we can do this together. Ready, knee tuck. I'm going for 12. At a nice controlled pace, not flying through it. 3, 2, 1. All right. Really, just those 2 exercises for this circuit because they're each a single-sided exercise. Remember? Opening the doors here. I'm holding that door frame. I'm going to step in a little bit. So my foot's kind of right alongside the frame of that doorway. Back with the other foot. I'm pulling myself in. Going for 12 here. Four, 3, remember to lower down on the last rep. 2, and 1, and lower down. Get that motion in both directions. Follow through. Other side. Foot on the inside of the door frame. Step back. If you need a little stability, step out the side a little bit. I saw you're coming, Julie. I'll take a look at it in just a moment. Four, 3, 2, 1. All right, what do we got? Okay, the elbow thing, because this will be replicated with a dumbbell in the same arm movement. Are you asking whether you can do this with a dumbbell instead of the wall, instead of the door frame? Yes. But you want to make sure you're resisting the effects of gravity. So if you're doing that with a dumbbell, holding the dumbbell here, or a kettlebell, or a sandbag, or a weighted backpack, or a bucket of water, and we're going to pull up along the side and back down. You're basically replicating that same motion, because what we're doing here is we're resisting gravity. Your muscles don't know how you're doing the motion. Your muscles only know that they are being forced to work. They don't know whether you're doing a gravity-based exercise against a door frame, or whether you're working with a dumbbell, or stretch bands, or what have you. Your muscles only know that they are being asked to work. And if your goal is to improve your strength, and improve, say, your muscle tone, or your muscle density, or even your muscle size, all your muscle knows is that it's being asked to do something outside of what it's been asked to do before. It's going outside of its comfort zone. And you're straining it, you're stressing that muscle. Stress leads to adaptation, leads to growth in either size or strength, or both. Okay, so yes, to answer your question, Julie, yes, instead of a door frame, you can use that dumbbell. Your muscle doesn't care. You might, it's maybe a different variation, something more interesting, like, the door frame was kind of an interesting variation on the whole kind of row or bicep curl or whatever. But your muscle doesn't care. Your muscle doesn't know. Muscles don't get confused. Okay? Muscles they do 2 things. They contract and relax. That's it. There's nothing to confuse with that. They contract and they relax. Okay? Tuck, tuck, tuck. Remember, you can do this static, or you can do that knee tuck. Four, 3, 2, 1. 2, and 1. Now, along with the whole, your muscles only know contracting and relaxing. It's true, your muscles only know how to contract and relax, that's it. But they can contract and relax in different patterns. So for example, here, bicep. Okay, so I'm working the bicep, but I'm also working the back of the shoulder, I'm working the lat, I'm working through the forearm, core, everything else. Okay, so here, while we're working the bicep, we're getting a lot of other assister muscles in there. If your goal is just to do the bicep, dumbbell curls right there, or dumbbell curls with your elbow braced on something will isolate that bicep and eliminate those other assister muscles. So if you've got a specific weakness in the bicep, you can target that bicep by doing a muscle that only works the bicep, or let's say specifically targets the bicep, versus something like this, and here we go, something like this, which gets the bicep, but also has other muscles working along with it. Four, 3, 2, 1. There are 101 different ways to work your bicep, or any muscle for that matter. But it depends on how you want to work it. But still, I maintain muscles don't get confused. Muscles do two things. They contract and relax. And they can contract and relax in cooperation with other muscles, or they can contract, 2 more here, 2 and 1. Or they can contract and relax in isolation from other muscles. And the pattern of muscles that gets activated in a specific exercise that involves, say, the bicep, might be different than the pattern of muscles that gets contracted in a different variation of an exercise. Plank, here, down, here, extend. Four, 3, 2, 1. Other side right away. This is the last exercise for today before we stretch out. One more. Nice. And the whole, your muscles don't care how you're generating the resistance thing, is the whole idea behind something like the suspension trainer, which you can see behind me. You see right there, that black strap running up and down. A suspension trainer. I do a specific suspension trainer class. Right here, feet in, nice tall posture, hold. So the whole idea behind the suspension trainer is you can work those muscles and you can work them really hard without having to use an entire gym full of dumbbells and barbells. You can work them very hard using your own body weight. It all depends on angles, because all your muscle cares about is whether it's contracting and relaxing. It doesn't know what you're using to make it contract and relax. You can use what's called an isometric exercise or self-resistance exercise right there. So right now, I'm trying to pull my hand up. I'm pushing down here. My bicep knows it's being forced to work. It doesn't know why or how. And right here, my tricep is being forced to work. So you can do stuff just with the resistance of your own body. You're really only limited by your imagination and by the ways in which your body can move without hurting itself. Those are really only your two limitations. So we're going to stretch out here, pull that in, and reach. Ooh, I'm a little tight today. It's really easy to want to shrug the shoulders in this stretch. Let those shoulders relax. Relax. Stretching should be relaxing. You shouldn't have to force a stretch. If you can't reach your toe here, just reach for your ankle. That's okay. Or you can use a strap, like a stretching strap or a belt. Get that down around your foot and hold there. That's okay too. Julie, you always come up with the best questions for me. I sincerely appreciate that. That's awesome. Makes me think on my feet. And I'm sure there are other people who are thinking those same things. So thank you for asking those questions. Switching sides. Now, we're just doing two of this kind of workout a week now, and then one chair workout. The chair workout is more active recovery. It's also really good for folks who have limited strength, balance, or mobility. The next more intense workout like this is going to be Wednesday. That's going to follow my impact fitness class format a little bit more like we've done in the past. Come down into a child's pose stretch. It's going to follow my impact fitness class format a little bit, which we've done before many, many, many times. Today's workout 36. Can you believe that? Workout 36. Free. So it'll follow my impact fitness class format a little bit. So we'll do a little warm up and a little bit of agility work. Coordination, balance. We'll go into 20-ish minutes of strength work, and then we'll finish with a 10-minute cardio circuit. All of which you can do right there at home, no equipment. Come up on all fours, lift your back up toward the ceiling, so it should be a nice arch. Hold, and then push the belly down toward the floor, or arching your back the other way. All right. Thank you all for joining me today. I am so glad you were here today. It's rainy and cruddy outside. I might not have been motivated to do anything today if it weren't for knowing that you guys were going to be right here joining me. So thank you for being there. Hope you got a lot out of this workout, and I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday. You can watch my Roy Smalley Fitness and Wellness Facebook page for more info, or you can go to my website, www.roysmalley.us, to keep up to date on the next comings up and find out more about what I can help you with. Thank you so much.